All right, let's go and take a look at chapter 2.1 really quickly. The first example of question that we could be asked is to write a number w minus 3.5 less than or equal to negative 2. So a number w minus 3.5 is less than or equal to negative 2. Okay, so it says the number w minus 3.5 is less than or equal to negative 2. That's the answer. Okay, let's go and take a look at a similar question. Right, if it says 3 is less than a number n plus 5. Okay, so 3 is less than a number n plus 5. And that is our answer. All right, let's go and take a look at a last question like this. If it says 0 is greater than or equal to twice a number x plus 1. Okay, so 0 is greater than or equal to twice a number x, we'll call that number x, so twice a number x, this is meaning twice the number x plus 1. And that is your answer. All right, let's go and take a look at the next concept. All right, if they say tell whether negative 4 is a solution of the inequality. So they'll say something like, is negative 4 a solution of the inequality? Okay, so the first inequality we have is x plus 8 less than negative 3. Okay, so if we were to plug in negative 4 for the x, is negative 4 plus 8 less than negative 3? Negative 4 plus 8 is positive 4. And is 4 less than negative 3? No. Because positive numbers are larger than negative numbers. So this is not true. All right, let's take a look at a similar question. Is negative 4 a solution of the inequality? And the inequality that we will have is negative 4.5x greater than negative 21. Okay, so let's plug in negative 4 for the x. We'll have negative 4.5 times negative 4 greater than negative 21. Okay, what is negative 4.5 times negative 4? Negative 4.5, negative and negative makes a positive, and 4.5 times 4 is 18. Is 18 greater than negative 21? Right? We know that any positive number will always be bigger than a negative number, so yes, this is true. All right, let's take a look at the next concept in this. All right, if they told us to graph on a number line y less than or equal to negative 3, Okay, let's draw a number line. Our main number of focus is here at -3. Okay, this right here is saying less than or equal to. So it will be a closed circle because of the equal sign underneath. And we notice that the arrow looks like this, which matches this way, right? It's written as if it looked like this arrow that's over here. So we'll include all the numbers that are that way of -3. Right. So next, let's take a look at something that says 2 is less than x. Okay, let's rewrite this so the letter shows up first. And notice that the inequality is open towards the x. So if we were to rewrite it, we want to keep it open towards the x. And then 2 is over on that side. So this is still saying the same thing as what we had before. Okay, so the main number of focus on our number line is 2. Okay, notice that there's no equal sign underneath, so this would be an open circle. Okay, we'll just draw an open circle right there. And the arrow is facing this way, similar to how this arrow is facing. Okay, so we'll say every number that is that way of 2. All right, let's take a look at the next question like this. All right. X being greater than 0. Okay, so we have graphed the x being greater than 0. Again, the number of focus is 0. The x is on the left side, so it's on the right where we want it. It's right. Okay. Notice that the arrow is facing the same way as this arrow is. Okay, so it's an open circle because there's no equal sign underneath. So have all the numbers that are facing that way of 0. Okay, notice that this and this are matching. All right, let's take a look at the next concept that will have us write an inequality given a graph. So we're going to be working backwards this time. All right, so if we had something that looked like this, right? Let's say we had 45 and it was an open circle, closed circle on this question, closed circle with all the numbers that are that way. Okay, so we want the x to be written first. We know that the number of focus is 45, okay, and the arrow matches this arrow, so we will say that it's x being greater than 45, and notice that it is a closed circle, so we'll have an equal sign underneath. Okay, so x being greater than or equal to 45. All right, let's take a look at a similar question. Let's say that we had a number line, and we'll say 3, a small number, with an open circle, with all the numbers that are that way of 3. Okay, so again, we want to write the x first, and the number of focus is 3. The arrow matches this one, so we'll say that x being less than 3. Notice we won't put an equal sign underneath because it's not a closed circle. Open circle, so leave it as x less than 3, not including 3. All right, let's take a look at that kind of question again. Let's use a little bit of a bigger number this time. 27. Okay, closed circle, so we kind of have an idea of what that's going to look like. Everything that is less than that, including 27. Okay, so the number of focus is 27. You want to make sure that we write the x on the left side, and the arrow is facing this way. And because this is a closed circle, we'll draw the equal sign underneath. So this says x is less than or equal to 27. All right, let's take a look at one last question. All right, so we have let's use a even bigger number, like 103. Facing this way. All right, so we know that we have to write the x first, and the number of focus is 103. The arrow is facing this way, like that one is. And we leave it like this because it is an open circle. So this is our answer, x greater than 103.